welcome back. It's one of those. Me with no makeup on. I always joke adult content warning, but I haven't done one for a while, so let's have a look at me. This is me without a scrap of makeup on. I've just got a hyaluronic acid on and a lightweight moisturizer. And I'm going to be completely transparent, not only physically and show you what my face looks like without makeup because I'm about to do my makeup, but also completely transparent and say that this is a video sponsored by Max Factor, a brand that I grew up with and I love. I've got such a soft spot in my heart for it. And it's to celebrate Max Factor FaceFinity All Day Flawless. It's an SPF 20 3-in-1. And you'll know why I love it when you understand its finish. It's long lasting and matte. Oh, I'm so glad that matte foundations are coming back into fashion. I think they're the most flattering of all. However, this has a primer and a concealer and a foundation built in one. It's 3-in-1, which means that I can use it under my eyes, and I can build it up slowly, but it won't sit into my fine lines or, you know, any areas of redness, any creases on my face at all. So I wanted to test it for you, but I thought the best way to test it was by doing my makeup live. So let's start, shall we? So let's start with Max Factor FaceFinity. They've sent me a number of different colours, and I've tested the natural ivory, and then I'm kind of sitting between two. I think I would probably mix both of them together, depending on what time of year it is. And at $13.99, you can afford to buy two foundations. When I've been doing my live, so many of the makeup artists have been saying that they use two as a gentle contour, so a lighter one in the center of the face. I'm not a professional makeup artist, as you're about to find out, so let me just do my makeup for you. Start by giving it a really good shake, and I tell you why. It's what I would call a serum foundation, and that means it's super, super, super lightweight. It's not a cream, it's not a balm, it's super runny is the only way I can say it, but I really like the finish. So look, that's a single pump. You are going to probably need two pumps. There you go. Let me get my Real Techniques brush here and just show it's just the foundation brush and just show you how it goes on, right? So here's my mirror, and straight away you can see A, that's the right colour for me. I always start in the middle because that's where you need most coverage. And B, it's the right coverage and the right colour. And it instantly gives that matte, demi-matte, soft focus finish. The areas of my skin that needs most coverage are, guess what? My nose, around my eyes and my chin, like most people. Let's go back in, add a little more. It's super lightweight as a foundation. Feels like you've got nothing on your skin, which I really like. Now, obviously you can use your fingers. You could use a sponge. You could use a kabuki brush. This is essentially a long-handled kabuki brush, and I just find them the most easy to use. Look at how easy that is. See, when I went over my eye, I wasn't even paying attention. I was sort of talking to you, not looking in the mirror. And then you come back and your face just looks flawless. That's where it gets its name from. Can I just tell you a little story while I'm doing my foundation? I grew up with Max Factor. My mother used to use their cream puff, which is, I think, the first ever mineral foundation. It was a compact foundation that basically you just used to put over moisturised skin or cleansed skin back in the day. And I remember the smell of it as clearly as anything. And I remember this beautiful demi-matte finish. And the first piece of makeup I ever wore, I mean, apart from mascara and lipstick, was that. And do you know what? I wore it all through my 20s. I mean, until it sort of became a little bit more difficult to get hold of, but to this day, I still think it's an absolutely brilliant demi-matte, pigmented, halfway between foundation and powder. I absolutely love it, and I still use it to this day. In fact, I'm just going to talk a bit more. When I worked on the Daily Mail back in the day, I remember writing about the unsung beauty heroes, the cult beauty heroes that we should all rediscover, and I wrote about it. And I remember somebody from Max Factor getting in touch with me going, do you know we've sold out in some places in London because of that? I mean, look at that finish. Look how much better my skin looks. I'm going to split the screen now and show you the before and after. Here's the before. Here's me now. That's good, right? And I'm just going to go in and now use it as a concealer. So second coat just gives you that extra top up where you might need it, but does still looks like your skin. In fact, let me use a concealer brush to really show you around my eyes. It's the most lovely serum foundation. It has the feel of something that costs about 4 or 5 times this amount of money. And I'm just going to go in there where I need the extra coverage. And I've talked about this before. If you've got both puffy and wrinkly and dented eyes like I have, you just put your concealer on the dark area, which for me is just the inside of there, and then I've got a little vein in there that I like to go over and do. And you'll notice that I keep putting sort of semi-half pumps in, a little bit of pumps like this. For some reason you can't over apply this foundation. I think it's because it's so beautifully formulated, so lightweight and in a serum, that you never really over apply it. I can't tell you how that is sitting in my wrinkly eyes, concealing my redness, up onto my forehead, a little bit of redness here, down onto my neck. And look, do you know what? I was really naughty then. I barely blended that down onto my neck, and that shows you what perfect colour match is for me. But with 40 shades, it should match everybody. And there you go. I'm telling you, that is my base, and I've been chuntering on. That would normally take me a third of the time to do. And it's that perfect, lightweight, looks like my skin, but looks like my skin without any uneven pigmentation or redness. Hasn't sat in the lines around my eyes. I don't feel I need concealer. If you do need concealer, by the way, there is a concealer within the range. This is the FaceFinity All Day Flawless Concealer. But I don't have any breakouts at the moment. I mean, I suppose I could test it on that little patch under my eye. I've got a little bit of pigmentation here that I'm just about to get zapped because it's sort of a beauty spot, but not a beauty spot really. I mean, I could dab it on there and just show you, but I really don't think I actually need any concealer. I think the foundation has done such a good job. If you have got breakouts and you are conscious of a particular area of pigmentation, then obviously that makes sense. But there you go. I love the fact that I can use it and apply it as a second coat as a concealer. I love the fact that it's got the primer in there, so it sits so nicely on my skin. I'm actually going to finish my face with all Max Factor products. They didn't ask me to do this, but you know, let me show you what's new and exciting in Max Factor. As I said, it's a brand that I've often used and loved. You know how much, you know, the mascara and the eyebrow product I'm going to use, right? Because I'm always banging on about how good they are. Let's use Max Factor Miracle Touch Creamy Blush, and this shade is Soft Copper. Do you know how I was first introduced to this? By the wonderful Caroline Barnes. I'm also going to link below a video where we did half my face. So I did half my face in my normal makeup, and then she came along and did half my face. She made me look 10 years younger. She used a lot of Max Factor products, but I mean, that's not the point. It's also the skill of the makeup artist as well as great products. Anyway, so again, I've got a Real Techniques brush. It's just a little brush like that. And then what I do is, this is the most beautiful, universal, flattering shade. It's so lovely. It's that sort of, literally that sort of warm copper colour. I'm old school, I go up into my hairline like that. Isn't that pretty? Super subtle, really nice. And I think you can, again, use it with your fingers. You can use it on your lips as well. You could even use it on your eyes. It's one of those universal, easy to use colours. And I know that Caroline has chosen Soft Copper as being the colour that suits all people. And I just think it's such a nice product, really nice. There you go, super easy. I'm going to do my brows next. Now, I'm not great with pencils. Max Factor do some amazing eyebrow pencils. You know I'm not good with pencils. I don't have the skills. So I am a complete fan of Max Factor Brow Revival, and I've talked about this lots on my Instagram. And the reason I love it is because A, it comes in a great range of colours. It's got a soft fibre in it to build out sparse brows, but it's got a great range of colours and a tiny spoolie, which means you have control. I am soft brown, okay? So I basically just go into my eyebrows like that. And the fact that I can create a brow at the end where I basically haven't got brows says it all. And I like that effect. There you go. One eyebrow done, one eyebrow not done. Somebody said to me recently, have you had your eyebrows tattooed? They're looking amazing. And I was like, no, just good products. Right, here we go. And again, I like my brows to go slightly up to give like a mini facelift. But look, I mean, this is, it's not like watching a skilled makeup artist paint in individual hairs, is it? I think the whole point of my tutorials is if I can do them, you can do them. There you go. And that's my eyebrows done. On to eyes, that's the next thing I do. I know my brows look quite heavy at the moment, but wait until I put makeup on and you'll realise it'll balance out perfectly. For this, I've chosen, I had a choice of 2 palettes. So this is the Max Factor Masterpiece Nude palette, and it comes in golden nudes and cappuccino nudes in browns, which I really love. But I was tempted to try the cappuccino nudes, but I'm going to use the gold nudes because I know that everybody tells me I should use warmer colours on my eyes. So let's just go in with a really simple, I'm going to do like I'm going to do my classic look, a classic cut crease in the sort of that shade there, the second one in. And I'm going to show you how the most idiot-proof way to do your eyes. Now, if like me, you've got the beginning of a hooded eye here, just creating a cut crease is the easiest thing to do. You literally go back and forth in the crease of the eye. And this is a sort of khaki brown shade, like that. And then what I do is I get a fluffy brush and then a little bit of the very lightest shade, so that lightest cream shade there, and just blend across the top. Always up, always out. There you go. And what you end up doing is creating a really nice, soft version of a smoky eye. Let's do the other eye. There you go. Really easy to do. You literally just do the classic windscreen motion on that crease in the eye. It's not a smart cut crease, it's just an idiot's guide to creating some sort of depth and making heavy hooded eyes and closed eyes and smaller almond eyes look a little bit more deep set. Now, eyeliner is already in the palette as well, so let's take an absolute classic angle-ended brush into the darker shade, and you literally dab it. And then, I've done this a million times before and shown you how to do it, and you literally go in at the base. Now, the one thing Caroline did teach me is not to go when your eyes are slightly close like mine and deep set, is to go too close into the middle of your eye because it brings your eyes together. So I tend to go out and up now. Thank you, Caroline. Let's do the other side. Just tap slightly because obviously this is the highly pigmented darkish shade here. Very easy to apply too much, but it's a beautiful matte brown. Really, really lovely. And again, that lightly angled, short stubbled brush is just perfect for stippling into the base of lashes and out. Try not to go too far into the middle of the eye because it will bring your eyes together unless your eyes are super open and wide apart. There you go. No need for eyeliner. So clever. Such an easy technique that I've learned from watching makeup artists over the years. That is essentially all the makeup I would wear on my eyes apart from mascara. Now, obviously I'm Masterpiece Max. If they ever discontinue this mascara, I should be absolutely heartbroken. I love it. I've loved it for years. It was the first ever flexible rubber brush mascara that I ever used. It's perfect. You can apply one coat, and I shall show you, and it'll just look like a really lovely, everyday, lightweight, non-cluggy, but defined, cluggy, is that a word? Non-claggy, but perfectly defined lashes. So let me do one coat and just show you. God, I love this mascara. There you go, one coat. Oh, look at the difference. I'm looking over there because I'm looking at myself. Look at the difference. I'm going to finish this coat and I'm going to go back in and do a second coat. There you go, that's one coat. I'm going to go in with a second coat. I feel like this mascara, you can never really over apply it. It's just, it puts you back in control of your mascara. And I know the fashion at the moment is for super long, super thick lashes, but they can be really hard to master for a lot of people. And also they can then cause your lashes to smudge and to fall onto your lower eyelids. This never happens. Look at the difference. It's a great mascara. I don't do much of a coat on the second round on the lower lashes, mainly just the outside. And at no point do my lashes feel thick or stuck together. At no point do I need to go in with a spoolie or anything like that. It really is. I mean, no wonder so many professional makeup artists use it. It really is the professional makeup artist's mascara of dreams, because it puts you back in control. There you go. 2 coats. Max Factor Masterpiece Max. I love you. And then let's do lips. Max Factor have got the most brilliant range of lip liners. If you haven't checked them out, do check them out. I don't often use lip liners, but this is a special occasion, and they have the most beautiful nude colour, which is just the perfect shade for making lips look larger but without looking like lip liner. This is Max Factor Colour Elixir Lip Liner, and the colour is Pink Petal. And it's one of those ones where you've got, it's not a classic pencil, it's almost like a wax inlaid within a pencil. It's really lovely, look at this. Now you know I love a pale lip. I don't want a high maintenance lip, but what this does, which is just a shade lighter than my lip colour, which I actually quite like, is it makes sure that any colour I put on top locks in. So it's almost like a slightly pigmented version of a transparent lip liner. I hate that obvious lip line. So you're literally using the lip liner almost as a form of correction on your lips, because you're not actually creating, I'm not going over, it's just I'm creating and filling in the gaps where my lip colour, my vermilion border is slightly missing. And then I'm going to finish with Nude Rose 015. There you go, it's my perfect nude lip, look. And let me show you. And what that does is adds a hint of warmth, because the liner is quite cool, but then I then go over the liner with the lipstick. And by going very slightly warmer, what you do is you warm up your face so the lips come alive rather than looking quite cool in colour and almost kind of like a ski lip. The minute you go into the slight peaches rather than the silvery pinks, it warms you up. And that really is it. It's such an easy makeup to do. It's light, it's everyday, even though I've put liner on. I think, I'm going to take my hair down now. I'm going to show you what the finished look is like. It's just my look, but created with Max Factor. And with, let me just add this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 products. That's so easy to do, that really is. So, going through them again. FaceFinity All Day Flawless, 3-in-1, SPF 20, comes in 40 shades. Mine is Warm Sand. It's a really lovely yellow undertone. 3-in-1, primer, concealer, long-lasting matte foundation that's also touch-proof and mask-proof, by the way, which is really important because how many of us have taken our masks off and had it covered in makeup? And then what I did was I took my concealer brush, I buffed it into my skin, I took my concealer brush and just went over the areas that I needed any extra coverage. Then I used Caroline's favourite product, Max Factor Miracle Touch Creamy Blush, and I used it in Soft Copper, suits everybody. I then did my brows with my beloved Brow Revival in Soft Brown. And then I used the palette. There are so many great palettes within the range, but this is Golden Nudes. And I only used 3 shades out of that, so don't forget that was a liner as well. Masterpiece Max, 2 coats of Masterpiece Max. And then the lip liner in Pink Petal and the lipstick in Nude Rose. So simple, so easy to do. I love that foundation. That foundation can be built up or worn as thin and transparently as possible. If you saw, I started with 2 pumps and then I probably went on to use probably 4 pumps. Now each pump is tiny. I'm not overloading my face. And then the pump gives you the control to give you a tiny amount so you can apply it with a concealer brush. Anyway, that is my Max Factor review of the new FaceFinity All Day Flawless SPF 23-in-1. I like it. I highly recommend it. It's what I would call a serum foundation, and by that I mean I feel like it has skincare benefits as well, almost like a skincare feeling, so it melts into your skin. I'm going to put all the details of all the products down below, and I want to know your feedback. Have you used Max Factor recently? Because I think it's one of those brands that hides its light under a bushel. I grew up with it and I absolutely love it. They continue to make really, really, really great affordable products for everybody, and that's what I'm all about when it comes to beauty. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you soon.